Hi there, that's right, it's Nick Dutch back on the camera again today, and I'm going to talk today about scrying with a black mirror. Now, a black mirror is something which has been used by occultists, spiritualists and religious people throughout the centuries as a means of attempting to contact spirits. But let's just think about what the process is. Initially, a religious ritual is done. Secondly, the individual who's supposed to have the gift of clairvoyance or something similar is seated in front of a mirror which is basically black but has a shiny surface. And on either side there are two candles. So it's a completely darkened room. The only real illumination is the two candles. And the man or woman stands or sits, gazing at their own reflection with a fixed gaze, possibly while still praying or chanting. Let's just think about all the components which have gone into this. First, you've got the religious ceremony, which has the capacity to bring about an altered state of consciousness, a hypnotic state, a mesmeric state, a slight trance. Then you've got the fact that the individual is staring at basically an illuminated impression, namely the reflection of the candlelight bouncing off their own face and being reflected off the dark mirror. That'll have an effect on the persistence of vision. Now, persistence of vision is when you've got a light and let's say you close your eyes or you turn it off and you can see an impression of it because it's affected your retina, basically. So you'll have the same kind of effect. There'll be a hazy kind of misty effect caused by the persistence of vision phenomena. But also, you've got suggestion. And the suggestion is that, there's spirits present, spirits behind the mirror, or maybe the presence of God, goddess, angels, and all the rest of that. Very powerful psychological ideas. Purely from an atheistic standpoint, something weird might happen, and you may well see the reflection of a face which is not your own, as a result of the hypnotic effects, the psychological effects of getting yourself into a trance or mesmeric state as a result of religious ceremony, and of course you got the persistence of vision effects creating, almost priming yourself to see something of a certain shape, roughly the shape of a face. Now, as far as what you could use for a black mirror, well, you can just get a picture frame, and instead of having a picture in it, just have some black cardboard in the back. So you got the reflectiveness of the glass, and you got the black of the black cardboard, and then give the experience a go. See what happens. You may find that if you use different varieties of ceremony, you make your ceremonies go on longer or make them slightly more elegant, maybe with a bit more elaboration here and there, you can probably get some pretty interesting results. Purely from a psychological level, something strange is going to happen. But yes, once in a while, other things do occur. For instance, I saw in a dark mirror at one time a face that was scaly, and that was really rather peculiar, because that was not what I was anticipating at all, and it was not a part of the religious ceremony in particular. And I've seen faces which had horns on them and all kinds of things. So you can see things which aren't necessarily directly related to the actual work that you're doing, and sometimes it might have some kind of apparent meaning to your own state of mind, other things you've been filling your mind with, such as things you've seen on TV, or maybe sometimes it could be rather different to that. Obviously, the final results of any black mirror or scrying experience is thoroughly and completely up to interpretation. We can't say for sure that there is some kind of spirit which is communicating with you. However, if the hypotheses of religion are correct, and that there are spirits, angels, demons, gods, goddesses, and all the rest of that about, and they have an effect upon your mind, it could well be, hypothetically, that these things are affecting your mind, your aura, your brain somehow from outside, and therefore what you're seeing is some variety of communication from them. But that still remains hypothetical, and primarily religious. And we've always got to be able to separate the religious hypothesis from that which is hard and fast and known, and just leave the experience up to interpretation. However, that's something for you to have some fun with. This has been the great and glorious, soon to be famous one day, Nick Dutch, signing out for now.